folks, we are live. So first of all, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. It is awesome to have you guys here. I do appreciate you here. We're going to put on a little chill music while we get started. We got some wonderful, awesome people in the house. Of course, Mr. Kenneth Dunner Jr. is here. Benita Lee, thank you so much. Thank you for the recommendation on LinkedIn as well as one of the most impactful people. I do appreciate it. And of course, Mr. Brian Showman. Oh, Cerie's in the house. Cool. Oh, we had last week's guest who was here. Mr. Kevin D. Turner is stopping in and saying hello. So Yolanda, thank you again as well. Guys, hello, Mr. Dan Roth. So, not anticlimactic, but maybe it is. He will be our guest tomorrow evening, just so you guys know. So, all right, guys, let's get the show rolling. If you're checking us out for the first time, please check us out on our YouTube channel. We are trying to get over 8,000 subscribers. Excuse me, can't talk. So go over to the Gabe Blue Experience on YouTube. Go like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell as well. It'll let you know whenever we are live, whenever we post new lives, and then whenever we put new video content on the channel. So thank you again if you're checking us out over there. Awesome as well. And of course, we are on our favorite platform, LinkedIn, streaming live. So if you're checking us out over there, appreciate you again so much, guys. You are awesome. And we got a great guest lined up for you tonight. But before we get started, want you to go, guys, to check this out, guys. We got our swag store up and running, guys. So in the comments, should be pinned in there. You can go check out our swag store. And here we go. We got our swag going, folks. That's right. Nobody's got swagger like us. You can go buy your M-Pro Media swag now, guys. Head over to our link in the comments. It'll take you to our merch store. Awesome shirts, hats, mugs, a few other things you got over there if you want to go check that out. But yes, we got swag now, folks. So we're going to talk about swag if you want to go over there. So check us out over there on our swag store. We do appreciate it if you head over there. And want to get a little love to our Inky Black design team. They're the ones who actually come up with our swag here. So there you go, folks. If you go check them out, that is the Inky Black design team of Guy Graves and Dana Fellows. They're the ones that do all my swag, came up with my swag store. Man, they're killing it for me. And, of course, they've also helped me start my were those made for 11 and 12-year-olds? Probably, Dan Roth. Yes, so much with the jokes. As always, wait till tomorrow evening. You can go check us out on our Discord as well, guys. We have our Discord, which is up and running as well. That's right. There we go.
Release the Kraken.
You can head over to our Discord channel, the Kraken over there. I will start hanging out there after the show for 30 minutes. If you want to come over there for live Q&As, just hang out, say hello. That's what we do over there on our Discord channel. So if you want to go check us out over there, you're absolutely more than welcome to. So, all right, guys. Again, we talked about this. We were going to make this a very big part of the show here. Yes, you do. And speaking of this, you segued perfectly into what we were talking about. So beginning today, we are going to start doing our joke of the day. So for those who want to participate, this is what we're going to go start doing. You can head over there to check out our joke of the day. Our joke of the days, folks. Oops, let's go back a little bit. So our joke of the day, there you go. If you want to submit your joke of the day, you're more than welcome to. It's at gabedeal10@gmail.com. We will pick a joke of the day every day, Monday through Thursday. Friday, we will do a poll on LinkedIn. The winner will get some swag. So now that we got swag, so there you go. Joke of the day if you want to participate. And here's our first joke for the week. This one is actually from our guest from last Thursday, Miss Julian Whitney. So her joke of the day, she actually put this in the comments. I took it from the comments and went ahead and decided to share it. So her joke was this: my wife thinks it's weird that I stare at the window during a heavy rainstorm. Here we go. Give us a little rim shot. There you go, folks. There you go. It would be a lot less weird if she just let me in the house. So there you go. A little bit of laughter there. Fun stuff. So if you want to submit to our joke of the day again, guys, you can head over there to you can email me at gableel10@gmail.com. There you go. A little fun for you guys. So if you want to participate, we take in all jokes, good, bad, indifferent, dark, light, whatever it is you want to do. We're going to bring it in to the show. All right, folks. Now that we got that started, let's get going with let's hit the bell. That's right, folks. It is time for our guest. This gentleman here is another awesome individual that I wanted to invite on the show. I actually was on his show, and he has been creating live streaming and live streaming production for a while. But not only is he that, he has so much more to him apart from just creating live streams. He helps other creators get into wanting to put themselves out there, and he helps them build out their productions, which is what his show is actually called, Build Out Productions. So without any further ado, guys, please help me welcome to the show my guest for the evening, Mr. Jim Kunkle, folks. Here we go. Help me welcome to the show. He's in the house, folks. And yes, put your jokes in here.
Gabe, I just have to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unfiltered Live. I'm your new host, Jim Kunkle. Joining me this evening is the amazing Gabe Liao. Gabe, welcome.
Thank you. We're coming with a little fun tonight. I love this. Give us a little rim shot there, folks. Okay.
There you go.
Man, first of all, Jim, thank you, first of all, for coming on the show. I've been following a lot of what you've been doing for, since the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
And you were creating a lot of productions and you were doing a lot of live streaming. And that's what really caught my attention, because anytime that I see somebody creating live streams and putting themselves out there, I love to reach out to those individuals. And, you were bringing on a lot of really great folks. You helped, and this is what I love about you. You help launch a lot of people's live streams and how to get them out there. And, I want to talk to you first a little bit how you got started in, first of all, creating live streams, and how has it kind of helped you change a little bit of what your life is and what you've been doing.
Excellent. And Gabe, I just want to say I'm so honored to be on this broadcast this evening. And you have been an inspiration for me. The conversations that we've had, the help that you've had, that you provided to me. And then the other thing is the streams that you do and the content you do help drive me. And I think that's been a big motivator for me over the last year and a half with live streams is watching the amazing content creators, not only on LinkedIn as a platform, but also YouTube. And where I got started in 2019, I work in the global protective coatings industry. So when you think of coatings, you have to think of bridge painting, ship painting, and that type of work that's done with our infrastructure. I started creating content on YouTube. And currently my YouTube channel, if you go to search under Jim Kunkle, you'll find my YouTube channel. I've got about 1,100 subscribers. So what I want to also say is for everybody to go to Gabe's YouTube channel and sign up. Let's get him to the point where he can get monetized. So let's get those watch hours up and get those subscribers up, so get him monetized. But I started creating content on YouTube, and it kind of is, once you start doing content and people reach out to you saying, I love your content. Could you talk about this, or could you cover this topic? And it just started to snowball. And then all of a sudden COVID hit, we went into lockdown, and everything just started to intensify. Then once LinkedIn started to open up LinkedIn Live, it just opened up a great opportunity for me. And now what I'm really looking to do is to bring other content. I just started a chill music stream on Sunday morning. I'm going to have a sci-fi Saturday where I'm going to be playing some classic science fiction movies. LinkedIn Audio, I'll be doing an audio live chat to two times a week on different topics. So I'm really looking to kind of expand out what I'm doing content wise. But once it gets in your blood, it's infectious, and you want to continue doing it. And I'm encouraged heavily by my followers, and also to the supporters that I have on LinkedIn and YouTube as well.
Man, that's awesome. And I love that, again, you're creating content with purpose and intention, but then you're also doing things that, that you love to do as well, which is, to me, that's like the biggest part about doing any of this, is the fact that you're creating content, you're putting yourself out there, and number one, you're creating stuff that again, resonates with you as a creator. I mean, the sci-fi thing, I'm pretty sure that's something you're heavily vested in what you love to share and talk about. And usually when those things happen, you're pretty much a lot more passionate about it, and it becomes a heck of a lot easier to create content around that. So I love that you do that. That's awesome that you're stepping in there and, again, creating new ideas. That's the whole fun. For me, this is the whole fun part about for anybody who wants to get into content creation. Whether you're doing it strategically for a business, whether you're doing it for personal brand, where you're doing any of it, it's the fact that you get that individual or that person who's passionate about what they're talking about, and when they create the content, it pretty much just resonates, and it comes across as them just sharing what they love. And that's the cool part about what we do as content creators. So love that you're doing that, Jim. So again, using your past experiences and stuff, what were some of the some of the things that helped you educate other content creators coming up with their strategies, and using live streaming to help kind of develop their brands and their voices, and doing it because you've been doing it for a while and you've been pretty successful at it?
Yeah, for me, it's always been trial by error. So I would try, and if you go back and look at some of my earlier content and even earlier streams, how rough I was, how unprepared I was, how unpolished I was. But I also came to realize that what the subscribers and what the viewers and your followers want, they want in real life. They want that IRL. They want you to be honest. They want you to be yourself. And they really respect when you have a guest on who is also doing the same thing as well. They're just being themselves in a conversation. You and I have talked a lot. This is kind of the conversation we have when we talk normally.
Yeah.
And this is the type of conversation we're having as we are live streaming right now. But a lot of the trial and error that I learned, and as I started to really realize that it's not so difficult to create content, it's a lot of it is the drive and passion of yourself. But then also for others, when I would uncover or discover in individuals that I was associated work or with, or professionals that I came in contact with, when I started to see the same thing within them and they wanted to be content creators, I knew that I had to help them, and not really kind of help them because they needed help. It was just that I wanted to shortcut their learning experience to kind of benchmark off of what I learned, which was a lot of it benchmarking off others too, and then having them apply it so that they could get their content out there. They could be successful with a live stream, or if they just wanted to record video or whatever they wanted to do content wise.
Man, and see, look, folks, that's why finding individuals who are passionate about what they're doing like this, and what I talk about all the time, and collaborating with them, amazing things usually happen when people put their brains together and say, you know what, I love doing this. So let's just say I love doing the production side of it. I want to be the talent. I want to be in front of it. Let's work together. And boom, you come up with a strategy of how you want to create a message, a show, your strategy as far as like what you want to talk about. And when someone who, again, goes out there and just starts live streaming, not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I always love it when somebody has not just a little help, but a little direction. It seems to make things a little bit easier. So I love that you do that for a lot of other creators and a lot of other people who, again, yes, thank you, Alvin, for doing it. Alvin's a really great guy. I just wanted to say hello. But going back to what we're talking about here, and as what we do, what I was just kind of mentioning, what are some of the worst things have you seen a somebody who starts doing live streaming do that can, again, that creating strategies and not having an idea of like what they want to do? What are some of the worst things you've seen somebody do to create like a live video marketing strategy for themselves or their business, for their personal brands?
Well, the first thing that I would say is the worst thing is they give up, or they just stop.
Ooh, yes.
And what it comes down is to consistency. You will get better over time it's like practice. It's if you play a sport or you do any type of activity, you really have to go and you have to work out. So some of the workout is just getting live streaming. But then once you start to realize that your confidence builds up and that I can do this, then you start to look at, okay, well, I don't like how I sound, or maybe my topics aren't that great. My graphics need to be worked on. And so that really kind of started me getting into things such as, a subscription to a better platform for streaming, or using Canva, or looking at story blocks to be able to download video to put things together for intros and outros, and even having professional voiceovers. With my broadcasts, I have professional voiceover now too as well. So over time, you start to really polish what you're putting out there, and it really kind of takes off on its own. You start to see your numbers increase, where instead of you were getting 30 or 40 people watching, you might have 40, 50 people during the stream, and then pick up another 100 or 200. I've had, just on LinkedIn, I've had, depending on the topic and the guest, sometimes I could get in replay, you could get a couple hundred views in the replay. It's easy. And I always say, don't worry about, because the question always comes up, how many people are watching us? I tell everyone, don't even worry about that, because where the biggest impact's going to be? The replay, because people will watch it. And you can see that, you can track that, and you can really appreciate the commitment that people put into watching your content when you see those numbers increase. It's the same thing on YouTube as well. You really start to kind of tailor yourself, create content that's going to attract people, capture their attention, make them stay longer, and then also to interact with you, send you messages, or like and share, all those things that are really important as a content creator.
Yes. And I love Tanya's comment here. I just started streaming, love it most of the time, still nervous. Best thing I did, I hired Chris Hennessy to teach me. Good. So if you don't know how, again, this is where individuals like Jim, me, Chris, there's a few others that are out there, Russ, my mentor, who kind of help you, kind of guide you to get to a point of whether or not you figure out if you can handle doing a production on your own, or if, again, hiring them out and having them create your show for you. I mean, that's the whole idea behind, what you were doing with your build out production. So let's talk about that a little bit as well. Like, where did you get the idea of wanting to create almost as a producer for other folks, because it took me a while to figure out, hey, this is fun to do. It took me like maybe half a year before I started realizing that, it's kind of also fun to sit behind the seat and just watch two other people have a conversation. You just sit back there and behind the controls. You're the Wizard of Oz. You get to the lights and the smoke and everything else. So what was that like for you to get started doing that? That's always a fun career transition that I love hearing people talk about.
Yeah. So when I'm asked a lot regarding Build Out Productions, where the name came out, and then also too, just so everyone knows, I don't monetize, and the work that I've done with at least 10 or more creators, I just did it as a friend, but also to give back, because like I said, when I was going through the beginnings of a content creator and live streaming and recording video, there was things that I was learning, and I was putting together a process and procedures, and it was something that I wanted to help these content creators. So Build Out Productions is pretty much tied to the type of content, and I always viewed myself as kind of a professional. I'm in sales, marketing, business development, management, and I really love business topics. And so Build Out was kind of helping people build out their career. If you were looking at building out as a marketer, or if you were looking to be a broadcaster, or if you were looking, so Build Out kind of had that center of gravity to it. Build Out Productions is kind of modified a little bit, or let's say I've grown it a little bit, where I wanted to do different content. Earlier, we were talking about Sci-Fi Saturday, and the reason why I wanted to do something like this is my grandmother was born in 1918, and she grew up in the 30s as a young adult with the Flash Gordon serials, the black and white Flash Gordon, and she was big into science fiction. In fact, in 1977, my grandmother and I went to see Star Wars when the first Star Wars that came out. In fact, I'm wearing a Star Wars, wearing R2D2 here right now. And this is a way for me to kind of remember my grandmother, because I grew up on those 1950s and 1960s science. They're kind of cheap right now, but they're cool to kind of go back and remember some of these movies. You know, the Godzillas and some of the black and white horror movies and science fiction movies. So, you know, a lot of what I do, and for example, with the chill music, it's my playlist off of Pandora. So why not share that with people? And so that's why I started sharing it as well.
Right. And here's the thing, right? You again, it's people are starving to find ways to create content, and they're like, I don't know what I should do or what I would. Something as simple like that as putting your playlist out there and, gosh, just giving fun facts about stuff. Like just saying, hey, this song was created in #1 hit 1974, whatever, and, you know, UK chart. I mean, it's fun to just do those sort of things. I mean, it doesn't require you to do a lot of like intensive research. You don't have to go super deep unless that is what you want to talk about. But other than that, you're still able to create content based around something that you love doing. And that's what it always comes down to. The great content creators, at least.
One other thing I'll share with you too, 2 times in the past year and a half, did a panel live stream regarding suicide prevention in the construction and trades, where we had experts on, doctors, psychiatrists, and other professionals that are in work safety. And it was amazing to see the numbers of people who, this is where you're talking about hundreds of people. You know, you might have 100 people watching the live stream, and then you have hundreds more watching the replay. But the feedback that I got regarding people saying, thank you for addressing this topic. You know, this is something we need to talk more about. And I did it on LinkedIn, and it did very well on the platform. So the other thing too, I always say to people is, if you have a passion about something, maybe it's suicide prevention, maybe it's some other topic, think about taking that and putting it out there. Maybe it's just a special you do, or maybe you can build a broadcast all around that and just focus on those topics. If it's in your industry or if it's in your profession, and look at ways that you can share that content, not only to help grow you as an influencer, as a professional as well, but maybe it does support your business.
Yeah. And like this guy here, he's been doing this for 16 years on LinkedIn, where he does a a Wednesday and Saturday show. And they talk about wonderful things. They talk about kindness and love and compassion and all this things, stuff that he's passionate about, stuff that he loves to share. And it resonates. You know, and that's the thing is your people will find you. Those individuals, your tribe, or you call it, I don't like using, but those people will find you. Those individuals who will gravitate towards what you have to share because they find what you have to say interesting, or what you're doing is, again, it connects with them. And that's the whole thing about doing content and what we're talking about, what we do here, folks, every night. This is the whole reason why every single night I love doing what I get to do. It's because I get to connect and bring people, you know, my creative style, what I love to share. And that's what this is all about, folks. So here's the secret sauce. There is no template to how you build out something. There is no secret formula on how you can create a successful live stream. There's all those things you can just pretty much throw out the window. The one thing that you did touch on that I always love to mention and go back again is consistency. You do it over and over and over again, and people will come and find you. People will say, you know what, I love that he's there every single night. And, you know, they sometimes get a tendency to pretty much set their clocks to what you do as a creator. And that's why, like, I do this every single night, and I will continue to do this every single night until the end of the year. Because this is how I feel like this is my place to be creative and express myself. So I love that you do this for other people, because I've done it for a few others as well. And it's a really great feeling when you see somebody find their voice and really just take off and become, you know, even if they get bigger than me, I don't care. The fact is that they opened up and they were able to share their stories. And that's what it really means to me. So I love that you do that.
My favorite streams with you, Gabe, are when you have the room full of kids running around behind you screaming their heads off.
last
That's
Friday was
commitment.
last Friday was one of those. So those are every other Fridays, everybody, folks. Just so you know, but hey, but that's the part of it's part of my life, and again, they're integrated into everything that I do. Just like everybody here who's watching is integrated in what I do every single day. So people that show up here and comment and post and do all the stuff here, you're part of my community. You're part of why I do this. And again, you're the reason I want to continue to do this and find more awesome people. So we're going to touch on something else, folks. So if you guys are interested, we're going to geek out a little bit, but geek out or not geek out. But I'm going to talk to you about the future of live streaming, of social audio, which is now just starting to take off here on the platform. Of course, short form video content. You see platforms like TikTok and now YouTube Shorts doing it. And of course, Instagrams have had their stories for a while. How do you see it becoming prominent in what we call, folks, for those creators who are trying to monetize or maybe not monetize, but what we call the creator economy, and how live social selling, all this stuff. Where do you see the future for you, or not just you, but live streaming in general and social audio and all the stuff that I just kind of mentioned?
Yeah, before we go into that, let me talk about the YouTube Shorts. Do them. If you have a YouTube channel, do them. I pick up a lot of subscribers. I've had shorts that get sometimes 1,000, couple thousand views. It's amazing. So they are promoting that, and it really has helped really kind of leapfrog a lot of the subscribers to kind of get me up to the numbers I'm at. So I'm amazed. So after each broadcast, I do pull clips down to do some of the shorts to put out onto YouTube. So consider doing that.
Wow. Wait, folks, y'all just got a tip. Write that down. So if you're a creator and you're on YouTube, create shorts.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I you know what? I need to start doing that.
And tag them good too. If you tag them good, boy, it's just amazing.
Man, I love that. Love that you shared that. So again, what were some of the other things that you wanted to talk about as far as like where we're going with live streaming? How do you see it?
Well, I think what's really unique about this platform, let's even say for LinkedIn, for example, or really any platform, if you're a big entrepreneur, a little entrepreneur, if you're a big corporation, a little corporation, believe it or not, if you live stream on a particular platform, LinkedIn, if you do LinkedIn Live, that's public. So if you promote it properly, if you lay out the really good content or topics that you're covering, you have a chance to compete against some of your biggest competitors. So I always viewed live streaming as a way to level a playing field. The other thing too, I'm predominantly a StreamYard person, but part of StreamYard, they were taken over. They were bought out by Hopin. And you see a lot of these live events. So you see that marriage of the live stream, the live event, and those are great opportunities that if you're a small business, now you can offer a little bit different. Maybe you're offering your knowledge, you're offering a experience that people will pay. Maybe it's $5, it's $10 to participate within that live event. And that really kind of helps create a little bit more of an economy for people. But I really like how the content can kind of level a playing field. And if you're a good content creator, we've seen it. People that are big stars on Instagram or TikTok, right? They have the ability to really influence. They could even drive a lot of business their way, or maybe they're able to monetize depending on the platform they're on, or they get certain sponsors. And so there's so many opportunities. And, like I say, I think you cover something that you're passionate about. It's very tough to create content if you're really not into it. And that's usually what I see about the successful content creators is this is what they do for a living. This is their passion, and they really are a success at it. And you can always tell where if someone is really kind of trying to get into a niche, but they're not really into it, they usually don't last long. They typically don't throw a lot of commitment to it. And that passion doesn't come through when they're talking to their audience or interacting with their viewers.
Yeah, that's, man, spot on. And, and part of the reason why I mentioned what we're talking about here and what the creator economy is because all of us as creators, whether we're creating live streams, videos,
Mm-hmm.
whether we're doing any kind of, structured content, written content, anything. We're always looking for some point to kind of see if it will develop into something and even lead to a point of monetization. So like some people might use, some people might actually use, let's just say, writing articles, right? To
Yeah.
extend themselves on LinkedIn and find maybe a voice or an employment, or get a publication that might publish what they want to do. And then for us, it's live streaming. It's of course monetizing our streams, our channels, and the things that we do here. What I'm trying to get at is that, just because we start doing these sort of things does not mean that is where we're headed all the time with our ideas. Now, it's fun if we can, but seeing some people, I've seen some people struggle on Amazon Live,
Mm-hmm.
because they were creating content, here on LinkedIn or a few other social media platforms, and they wanted to get into monetization over there. And then it becomes a bit awkward for them, because then you're there literally social selling. So you're not, you can integrate your audience, but it's not so much of what you're doing. It's about the products that you want to talk about. So if I'm sitting here saying, hey guys, this cooler here is very awesome. It keeps your drinks hot for like 4 hours straight. I love it. It's in my carousel, and you're becoming pitchman pretty much for products and services. And that's not, that's not for everybody as a creator. There's some people, again, that is not the intention when they get started, so there's some people that, again, that just want to create content to create content. And there's some people that are strictly looking to monetize it. And it's kind of hard to make that transition into doing from one into the other. So if you're not used to that, that's why I tell people, if you're going to pick something that you love. So if you are doing, say, for example, social selling, and you have been creating live streams and talking about content, but all of a sudden you're like, I want to sell something, and you love, I don't know, flowers or cooking, right? So here we go, tuna or potato salad. So we're going to use your comment, Dan, as an example, just because I am. But so to use this example and say, we're going to be talking about how to make potato salad, and these are the instruments that I use to make my potato salad, and these are the things you can buy. Coming across and talking about it, it comes across whether or not you're very genuine and authentic. And I wanted to ask, have you thought about this at any point, like moving from what you're doing as a content creator into doing any kind of monetization through social selling, or are you going to at any point look at doing it like production or services? Is there something you want to particularly stay in a realm that you might feel comfortable in?
So there will always be one Billy Mays. So that's the
Yes.
ultimate pitch man. Rest in peace,
Yes,
Billy
rest
Mays.
in peace. Yes, Billy Mays.
My future plans really, I had mentioned I work in the global protective coatings industry. So what I'm looking to do is increase my influence within my own industry and build it out. And also what I'm looking to do is future-proof myself. So when I get to the point of retirement, or at least thinking about it, I want to dovetail into creating content that would be geared to the corrosion and protective coatings industries. So that gives me an opportunity to kind of move away from a full-time profession within the industry to working as a provider to the industry, and as a content creator, helping them create content, or helping them, again, whatever the future looks like for live streaming or doing content and video. I don't see digital going away. So that's kind of where I'm looking at, is being involved with the digital transformation of my industry, and being one of those people that is recognized 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So whenever I decide to retire, then this is a good opportunity for me to kind of step to the side and do something I'm very passionate at, versus trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to retire. What I'm going to do? Golf all day, go on walks all day, look at the flowers, grow a garden. If anybody, everyone who knows me, I'm a talker. I like talk. I like engagement. I like conversation and discussion.
Yeah.
So my passion has always been in some form or fashion into creating content. It was just a couple years ago, it made sense to put it to video and then put it to live stream. And now it's going to be putting it to audio
Oh, yes. Let's talk a little bit
through
about
live
it.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you liking it? I think you've done what? Have you done one already on
I, I
audio?
did I did a test. What I'm going to be doing, launching on the Tuesday, the 6th of September, is I believe that's a 6 at 7 o'clock in the Eastern. I'm going to be doing the first live chat series called Coatings Talk Live Chat. I'm going to have topics that are in my industry, in the protective coatings industry, and we're looking to have engagement go and talk about these technical topics. On Thursdays, a new live chat called The Rundown, and it's looking at the rundown news that you have from LinkedIn, the
Oh,
top stories of the week. And what I'm going to do is going to pick top stories, lay that out before the broadcast, before the live chat, and then as a live chat, we're going to discuss those top stories.
mm,
So those are the two programs that I want to do with through the LinkedIn audio, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then I'm looking to, you had talked about with Stream Deck and all that.
yeah,
I actually have been currently practicing to be able to run an intro and to do some things that could be added into the live chat
yeah,
versus just static conversation. So
yeah. That's always fun. Believe me, I was doing that for a while with a partner for we were doing a daily LinkedIn audio event. So let me give a shout out to her.
Hey, Gabe.
There you go. That's Miss Angelique Stidham. But yes, that was fun to do that. Unfortunately, I had to step away at the moment when we started doing those things. But again, it was a fun time to like put that together, and you're building out almost a production show. So I love it, man, that you're going to approach that, and hopefully people will follow along. So one more thing. Oh, Jose, thank you for tuning in from Chile. Listen to that, all the way from Chile. Hey, tuning in and watching the stream. Appreciate you. It's time for the shenanigans question. This is something I've always been introducing into the streams because it's too much to sometimes it's just too much to always talk about everything too serious, and we like to have fun here. So just like we do our jokes for the day and bring that in, it's time for shenanigans. So my shenanigans question for you was, when and where do you think we will find extraterrestrial life?
oh, that's a great question. So probably what'll end up happening, it'll be like some accident or something, right? It'll
Hmm.
probably be like, uh, I'm trying to think, in the future, there'll be some type of waste disposal or something like that. And they'll find in the trash some new form of life that we've never seen before.
Ooh, listen to there. And, let me ask, do you think it'll be friendly or combative? That's always one of the,
Uh,
it could go either way. Whenever you watch sci-fi movies, it's either, hey, we come in peace, or we're here to kill your whole planet.
yeah, I would think, if it's residing in our garbage, it's probably not going to be real happy with us. And then if anyone here has watched the Andromeda strain, I mean, it doesn't, you can have something from space, a virus, wipe out, the population. So
Oh,
keep that
yeah,
in mind.
folks. So there you go. You got to keep that in mind, and you never know. It, it could just turn up on our doorstep one day, and it could turn up on Dan's doorstep. There you go. So
Yeah.
he wants to know whether or not what would be, again, great shenanigans question. I will ask everybody here, since we're going to talk about this. Hold on just a second, James. I'm going to talk to you. We'll get you out of here, but I want to thank you again for tuning in, everybody, and thank you, James, for being on the show. I do appreciate you coming on here and sharing your thoughts. And yes, you are just in time to watch the show in through. Appreciate you, but you can go watch the replay. Go hit the hashtag Team Replay, and Jim was actually talking about how the replays can go get you a little bit more traction. So yes, and you can, again, there you go. That's scary. So you might find it in your trash this evening. It could already be here. But that's the whole thing about extraterrestrial life. Like, when will we we've always wondered about that. I've already talked about Area 51 and all the other stuff, and it could be. So
We could be the aliens.
We could be exactly right. We could be the ones in the petri dish and getting looked at and examined. So
Well, they say men are from Mars, and that's
are,
my favorite planet. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
Men are from Mars, exactly. All right, sit tight there, Mr. Jim Kunkle. Everybody else, please, please, please tune in tomorrow evening. We're gonna have one of our resident jokesters on the show. Mr. Dan Roth will be here tomorrow evening. So I'm going to let you guys know it was pre-recorded, but we're going to bring it in live. And I still want you guys to come in and pester with chat words, with all kinds of fun stuff in here, because I want you guys to make him feel fun, unfiltered, and welcomed. So tomorrow evening, Mr. Dan Roth himself will be our guest on the show. So there you go, folks. There's another one in the books. And thank you again, all of you wonderful people, for tuning in. And yes, that is the word of the night, Mr. Roth. For tomorrow evening, you guys, I want you again to come in here, bring your best, bring your brightest. It's going to be a fun thing. And of course, again, folks, if you want to participate in our joke of the day, you are more than welcome to. Again, submit your jokes to Gabe Leal. There you go. We'll play our fun music. Joke of the day, GabeLeal10@gmail.com. In the tagline, please put joke of the day. We will pull it in. And again, if you are the only one that submits, your joke wins. There you go. There's no competition. So if you want to tune that in, send your joke of the day. Submit them in. We will pull them in every single day, Monday through Thursday. And Friday, we will do a poll on LinkedIn. The winner will be highlighted on the Friday show and get some swag. So there you go, folks. Again, everybody here, I appreciate you as always. You are the lifeblood of what I get to do here and the reason why I come here every single night. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You rock. And until tomorrow evening, guys, you stay safe, you stay blessed, you have a wonderful evening, and we will talk together tomorrow night. So until then, folks, good night. All joke. Look, before we get out of here, are my jokes allowed? All jokes are alive. All jokes are allowed. So bring your best jokes. Send them in. Please do. Again, joke of the day. Send them over there to me. We will incorporate them into the show. So until then, folks, you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We will talk again soon. So good night, everybody.